Signature wins have been a staple for Coach Steve Spurrier while at South Carolina. However, one SEC opponent has eluded the head ball coach, and that team is Auburn. Spurrier is 0-5 against the Tigers, and the South Carolina Gamecocks haven't won a game against Auburn in 81 years and have never won here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. But sitting at 4-3, the Gamecocks look to play spoiler against these Auburn Tigers. Handing them a second loss would almost certainly knock them out of the college football playoff come December. Conversely, a win here for South Carolina and Alabama would be the spark they've been looking for all season long. SEC cross-divisional matchup here out on the plains between Auburn and the South Carolina Gamecocks. And Carolina would strike first with a 24-yard pass to Mike Davis down the far sidelines, and they'd cap off that opening drive with a 32-yard touchdown pass to Shaq Rowland. Gorgeous pass there by Dylan Thompson, opened up the game, 7-0 Gamecocks. After an Auburn 3-and-out, the Gamecocks would get back inside the red zone, but Dylan Thompson would be intercepted by Casanova McKenzie, and Nick Marshall would cap off that ensuing drive with a 3-yard touchdown pass to Brandon False, 9-game back up at 7. South Carolina would answer that Auburn touchdown with Dylan Thompson passing one to Pharaoh Cooper from 16 yards out. That's a touchdown for South Carolina, back up 14-7 are the Gamecocks. Cameron Artis-Payne would paint a beautiful picture for the Tigers, rushing 2 yards up the middle for a touchdown. We're back knotted up. South Carolina would go 3-and-out on their next drive, and they have to punt to Quan Bray. And Bray, boy, he would shake a few tackles running up the far sidelines, but Gerald Dixon would punch the ball out right there, and Johnny on the spot, Chris Moody, would cover for the Gamecocks, 42-yard line. South Carolina would capitalize on the fumble with a 27-yard swing pass to Mike Davis as he rumbles in the end zone, putting the Gamecocks back up 7. The Tigers, they'd march right back down the field as Nick Marshall did his best Cam Newton impression on the read option, going 37 yards through the Carolina defense to tie the game back up at the half, 21-21. Nick Marshall opened up the second half with a touchdown to give Auburn their first lead of the game, but there goes Pharaoh up the middle of the field, 51 yards for the touchdown. South Carolina knots it back up, but on the very first play of the ensuing Auburn drive, they torched the Carolina defense with a 75-yard sweep from Ricardo Lewis down the near sidelines. That'd give Auburn the lead once again, 35-28. Carolina would answer the Tigers' score on their next drive, setting up their own score on a quick pass to Shaq Rowland. He shakes a defender right there and quickly gets out of bounds. And right here, Dylan Thompson out of the shotgun, drops back, and he's got Nic Jones in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. We're back even once again, this time at 35. And now South Carolina tries some trickery here on their kickoff. That's an onside kick, and it is recovered by the Gamecocks as they open up another opportunity to score and take the lead. Dylan Thompson, quick shovel pass here to Brandon Wilds. He breaks a defender there, and a first down for South Carolina, setting up a huge chance for the Gamecocks inside the red zone for Auburn, but it is picked off inside the goal line for Auburn, and a huge turning point in this game as Nick Marshall will rush up the middle of the goal line here. Touchdown Auburn. They take the lead in the game once again. South Carolina would get down into the red zone for another time on fourth down, looking for Shaq Rowland. It's incomplete. South Carolina would turn the ball over on downs, but they'd get a third chance as Auburn would go 3-and-out. There's a pass to Jarrell Adams over the middle. First down, South Carolina running out of time. Last play of the game here for the Gamecocks. Dylan Thompson under pressure, heaves one deep, looking for Jarrell Adams, but it is intercepted, and that'd be it. South Carolina loses to Auburn 42-35. Here's Coach Steve Spurrier following the game.
I told one of those guys in there, if Jarrell Adams catches that Hail Mary and we make a 2-point conversion, that might have been the greatest win I've ever had in my life, if it had worked out, but it didn't. So now it's just almost an improbable, I should say an improbable win, but it didn't work out.
So a major upset here for South Carolina on the plains is not in the cards, as South Carolina drops a heartbreaker 42-35 against the Auburn Tigers. South Carolina's untimely turnovers and lack of defense at some points of this game did them in, as the Auburn Tigers had over 500 yards of total offense. South Carolina offensively played terrific. They, in fact, themselves had 500 yards of total offense. But South Carolina not victorious here at Jordan-Hare Stadium. South Carolina will go back home to Williams-Brice Stadium to take on Tennessee next week. It has been a pleasure here from Auburn, Alabama. So from on the road, here with Capital City Sports, I'm Brian Principe. We'll see you next week back home in Columbia, South Carolina.